Morning, friends. Scott Brookins here. Hope you're having a great day. And maybe I caught you by surprise of the title of this message of "Can you spit in church?" And well, the answer is yes. I mean, it's physically possible, right, to do that. The better question is, should you? And hopefully, it's obvious that the answer is no. And this would apply to a sporting event or a theater or a movie theater or a school auditorium, wherever there's a crowd, you shouldn't be spitting there. And I'll get back to you, but I remembered a story of our travels years ago. And, our family and I, it's our 23rd year of being full-time in the ministry, and we've traveled full-time most of those years. The last 5, not so much, as God redirected our ministry. But we were in the Midwest, and hey, Bob, good to see you. And I think it was Wisconsin. I don't remember the town, but we were on a 2-month tour somewhere in the States, and it's in this little town and doing this morning service on Sunday and sharing the music and a message and the gospel. And it's kind of maybe a rebuild church. It's a beautiful old building, but not too many people there. Probably a rundown part of the town. And so in the middle of my service, as I'm playing music and I'm speaking, you could hear some guy in the back, and it turned out to be a man. He was clipping his nails. So you could hear the I can't make the click sound, but you can imagine, and I think they were fingernails, hopefully, not toenails in church. But my kids were up in the balcony with my wife, Laura, and she was running the sound system, and they were peering down, to kind of see what was going on. And boy, later that day, we just had a great laugh about that. And because what are you going to do? I can't get angry. I can't yell at the guy. I can't, get mad at the pastor later and say, why don't you, does this happen every week? Or, you just got to laugh. And so the point of the title of "Can You Spit in Church?" A few weeks ago, my wife had a cough. And so we were getting ready to go to church. And so she had a cough drop so that she wouldn't get a coughing attack during the church service. And on the way over there, I just started thinking of, she's going to be singing, because we're doing praise and worship time. And I told her, make sure she doesn't cough her cough drop onto the person in front of her. And so, unfortunately, that made her very self-conscious the rest of the service. But it got me thinking about, what happened if, what would you do if that happened? Maybe you're at a ball game or in the movie theater, and you got a cough drop in your mouth or a piece of candy, and you yell or you sing at church, or you cough, and the cough drop lands on the person in front of you. And what do you do? What's the protocol for this, right? I mean, do you, it might be stuck in their hair if it's a woman, and do you just grab it and try to take it out, which could, pull her hair? Do you tap them on the shoulder and say, excuse me, you have a cough drop in your hair? Or do you just ignore it and kind of just let them find it later on? And if you did that, what if people around you knew you or saw you and you didn't do anything? And then what would they say? So it's an interesting dilemma that hopefully none of us will ever experience. But that's kind of the way my mind works sometimes. And the point of these couple of stories is just to, sometimes we need to laugh at ourselves and laugh at the world, because boy, we can get so serious, or at least I can. I get so focused on, ministry projects, or, finances, or health issues, or you spit out a pick. That's great. At least you didn't swallow it, man. That'd be dangerous, Bob. We get so focused on life, right? In the things that we need to do, whether it's work or relationships, or whether our kids are doing well, or our job situations. You hit a lady dead on. Oh, that's priceless. Thanks for sharing that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And I didn't think anyone else could relate, and you've actually experienced it. So thanks, Bob. In our lives, we get so focused on maybe the problems we're going through or the challenges or things we have to do. And, I can just get overwhelmed. And I think God just gave me that thinking a couple weeks ago and then this morning to remember the nail clipping in a church during one of my services, just to remind myself and share it with you to lighten up, enjoy our time here on earth. Yes, we have problems, we have work to do, we have things to take care of, but, God created everything, and there's some things that are just funny. And, years ago when we were living in Europe, in Central and Eastern Europe, we were ministering at a restaurant, and the missionaries that we were with, because I was going to do a concert that night in the restaurant, and I did, but we were having dinner, and they had the menu in the local language, and then they had an English translation menu, or at least on the side, and we're looking through to try to figure out what to order, and my son just starts laughing, and because he saw on the part of the menu, the translation, it said foodless meat. Foodless meat. Well, it was supposed to be meatless food, right? Be vegetarian menu, but the translation got all messed up into English, and it was foodless meat. And, it was just funny to deal with that, and to, we make mistakes. And living in so many countries and traveling, I've learned, maybe for survival, that I got to laugh at myself, because there's probably 20 people laughing at me if I don't do it first, right? And so, have you ever been in a situation where you're walking through the office or school or on the sidewalk, and all of a sudden you just trip a little bit, right? And you turn around, you're looking, there's nothing on the ground, there's nothing there, you just stumbled. And then you start looking, or at least I do, like, okay, who saw me, right? Because we don't want to be embarrassed, but I just want to tell you it's okay to be embarrassed. And so I just want to challenge you to look for the fun in life today. Go do your work, do what you need to do, your health challenges, your finances, worrying about the kids or praying for them, or, people passing away, and, life happens, but there's joy and there's humor in everything that we do, if we look hard enough and take it a little bit more lightly. So hope you enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed the couple stories. Hope you have an amazing day. Go find the humor in your life today. Put a smile on your face and inspire others to do the same and have an amazing day themselves. God bless.